So, welcome to Unlock Your First Six Figures morning show. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. I am an award-winning fractional chief operating officer to an exclusive clientele of 7 and 6-figure CEOs. Now, my mission includes you. My mission is for entrepreneurs and small business owners who are spinning their wheels and struggling to make it to their first 6 figures in business. I want to show you how to make the money and create time freedom. That's make the money and create time freedom. My freedom looks like living and working my business from all over the world. The annotated version is right now, I'm in Mexico. Okay, Mexico. So let me tell you, this week we are talking about the psychology of sales, and we've already had blog talk. So today's topic has already been dropped, but we're going to get into it, guys. Okay, we're going to get into it. So what is the psychology of sales? Well, you know, psychology is the study of human behavior. And so the psychology of sales is human behavior as it pertains to how we purchase, okay? How we buy things, what makes us buy, okay? So that is the psychology of sales. And there are different strategies that fall under the category of psychology of sales that can help you, a person who has an offer for sale, to get people to make up their mind, yes or no, to buy your offer. Okay. So on Monday, we talked about, and the great thing is I've been giving you more than one a day. I've been giving you combinations to go together for a stronger call to action, for stronger conversions. On Monday, we talked about framing and context, plus comparison and contrast, plus social proof, okay? On yesterday, we talked about emotional appeal, plus urgency, plus FOMO, strong call to action, right? And today we're talking about visual hierarchy, okay? And anchoring with price. Those are two new psychology of sales element, and they're two that most people probably don't have a context for. Like the rest, I feel like you could have figured out, right? But these two, you're probably like, don't quite know what that is from the name. Can't wait to hear. The wait is over. Okay. So visual hierarchy is the use of design elements like color, typography, and layout to guide the viewer's attention, or their eyes, visual, right, towards the most important aspects of the content, such as a call to action, right? So I want you to think about it like this. Even in your blog post where you may or may not have a call to action, you may use italicized, you may use bold, you may center some quotes, that type of thing. That's visual hierarchy. You're giving precedence or you're giving priority to some parts of the content, okay? Now, when it comes to our sales, this is important too. So not only are we using all of those things, right? We should have different sections. The heads of the sections should be bold to kind of, draw the eye that this is a new section. This is who this is for. This is who this is not for. This is what you get. Those type of titles, right, need to be in bold. But most importantly, your button, that is your call to action button, should be highly visible, right? So what happens with those call to action buttons is you'll see that they are brighter color than any other color found on the page. So that no matter how far down this sales page you're going, that button still sticks out. Number one, I want to tell y'all should have more than one call to action button. I don't mean more than one call to action. I mean more than one button that has the same call to action. They should not have to go all the way to the bottom of your page to get the call to action button, right? Or there should not just be one at the top of the page. So there should be one above the scroll at the top of the page, right? There should be one if they scroll down. I'm going to tell you like this. I have a call to action button in each section. Okay. Each section that you read where has some psychology of sales, and if that has swayed you to buy, then I want the button right there. Okay. Now that's location of button. And the button is probably always centered right in the middle of the page, but also it's a different color than everything else. We often use colors like orange. Okay. First of all, never use red. Red means stop. That's the psychology of red. Stop, danger, don't. Okay. Don't use red. Orange is fine. Okay. Lime green is a great color of choice, okay? If everything else is dark on the page, then you could use colors like lime, light blue or something like that. You can use the lighter hues. If everything is light on the page, you can use darker hues, okay? The neons always work, y'all. They always work, okay? So that is visual hierarchy. So in plain language, it's just making sure you're prioritizing where you want the eye to go. All right. Anchoring with price, anchoring with price. All that is presenting the higher price first, followed by the option you actually prefer that they buy, okay? The option that you actually prefer they buy goes second. So this can make the latter seem like a better deal in comparison. That's called anchoring in psychology, okay? So basically all you're doing, and you've seen this before, right? You've seen people present 3 different prices, right? A low price, right? A high price and a middle price. And the middle price, they'll say is most popular, or, the best buy or whatever. It means they really want you to get that middle one, right? So that's how you've seen it sometimes. Sometimes what you've seen is someone presents something to you and then they present the regular price, right? And then they come back and they tell you, but today you only have to pay this price, right? That's a form of anchoring. But also, I'm going to say true to how I defined it is you can have an option that is a higher price, $1,500. Like it's an actual option. They can buy it at $1,500 and get that. Then you have an option that is $700. And that is the option you really want them to purchase, right? That's the one you really want the most people to get. So what you do is when you're presenting it, you present the $1,500 purchase first. And those who feel like, whoo, that's a lot of money, right? Then you come right in with the $700 and the psychology tells them, oh, that's more like it, right? So we have visual hierarchy and we have anchoring with price. So tell me, ladies, have you ever used either and how do you plan to use both together? Okay, I'm going to start with Demetra. Demetra, have you ever used either and how do you plan to use them both together?
You caught me with food in my mouth, but it's all good. I know the psychology of color.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I have used the color button, the highlighting that button, but I have not used the pricing one. So that is something definitely I want to consider. Most of my packages are the same price. However, I have started to increase them. So I just need to strategically, of course, see what would be a higher price. So yes to the button, no to the pricing.
Okay, so you brought up something that is a great thing. So thank you so much for that, Demetra. And that is, if you have packages that are all around the same price, that helps to confuse people because you're adding to, I don't know what to pick, right? So basically how most people price packages is they have a low price package, they have a medium price package, and then they have a high price package, right? What constitutes a higher price package? Well, how much access do they get to you? How many things they get in it? And how fast can you get them to the transformation? All of that usually denotes higher price, right? Now, let's go back. We had low price, medium price, high price. That usually is in direct connection to do it yourself, being a lower price, do it with you, being a high middle price, and doing it for you, being a high price, right? But that doesn't resonate for everyone's service. Demetra, yours will be one that does not resonate with because you're tutoring either way, right? But some of it could, like DIY could be some guides, some planners, some ebooks, some trainings that they can do where they get it from you, but the mother and the parents and the child use them without you, right? So that's do it yourself. The done with you and done for you is pretty much the same because done with you is you tutoring them, done for you is you're still doing it for the parent, right? So your prices probably need to be differentiated by how fast they get to transformation and how much access they have to you, right? So the higher one needs to have more access to you and possibly a faster transformation, maybe 12 weeks instead of whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then the middle one is probably a little less access to you, like maybe only the tutoring session itself, like no other follow-up until the next tutoring session. And then as far as how fast, it could be that you have them on a plan that may take longer. Does that make sense, Demetra?
It does. I just have to wrap my mind
I
around it.
know.
Yeah, it's a strategy. You're right. Okay. Thank you.
It is. But when you have everything that's the same amount, what happens is they don't quite know what to pick. But also you have the option of not necessarily using price anchoring if this doesn't work for you, because what you can do is you don't show them all three. You assess them and then you tell them which one. You see what I'm saying? So you could do that also, where that leaves price anchoring out. And as far as how I said it, but how you can do your price anchoring is you can say, hey, this is valued at this, but you can get it for this as you give them the one choice. Does that feel a little better, Demetra? Demetra might have went back to eating. You can use the chat. Okay, cool. No problem. All right, next up, Dania, which one are you using? Is it, dang, I forgot, visual hierarchy or anchoring of pricing, and how do you plan to use them together?
Now, I'm over here writing my tail off.
Yes.
And then you want me to answer the question now. Okay.
Yes.
So let's see. What did I use? I believe I have, because I don't know my website by heart, but I believe that I do have call to action in multiple places on my website. The colors, not only do they stand out, they change when you hover over them. So then that way it's like it's the call to action, but when you hover, it switches to a different psychological color. I do not have hierarchy pricing, but you saying that because my prices do vary based on the package, but it's the access part that I need to, because when you said it, that's what made me start writing. I'm realizing that people who have my lowest price point package have almost the same access to me as the individuals with the high. And so, I need to change that, because that's what makes me feel like I'm stripping. I'm working hard for this little bit of money. So yes, I'm writing that down now.
Love it. I love it. Yes. And this is just going to make us all better, right? Like, I know about this stuff, but when I sit down to plan my stuff out or to write my content, I have to be reminded, right? And so, yes, Dania, yes. So Glow, are you available to come off the mic? If not, you can use the chat, but we're talking about visual hierarchy and anchoring of pricing. Which one are you using now? And how do you plan to use them together? So we'll wait for you to use the chat, because I don't think you can come off the mic. Heather, you're up.
So I have visual hierarchy just because I have, different headings, like different service/sales pages. My call to action buttons are all like that teal that's in my logo, or as close as I could get it on the website. So my call to action buttons are all that color. They don't all lead to the same place, right? Depending on like what the page is. But they're all the same color. And I have a white and black, like white background, black print. So the buttons, they are very standout. They do place more than once on the page, right? Almost after every section, there's a button. What I don't, and I guess I do have a hierarchy of pricing, because different services cost different money, right? So based on like how much access, how heavy the lift is for me, and how quick you get the service. So I didn't really think of it in the terms that you just described. It was more about like how intense the services in various ways.
Of course. Now, so that is more of your offer stack, right?
Mhm.
Your offer ladder. Don't forget, like when you are promoting just one of the offers, you can still bring in anchoring of price by saying like, this is what it's valued at, right? And
Oh, yeah,
then
yeah. Yep.
this is how much you pay today, right? So that's another way to anchor.
Okay.
So there are so many different ways to anchor with pricing. That's why I'm trying to get you guys to think of all the ways, because any one way may or may not resonate with how you offer your stuff. Like
Well, I did that, the whole value thing in the
Mhm.
webinar, right?
Yes.
To bring people into the writing program. So I did do that.
Yes.
I don't do it on the website. Like that's not a normal.
No. We're talking about different ways to do it.
Okay, got you.
We're
Okay,
talking
yeah,
about
I
different
did
ways
do
to do
that.
it. So yes.
Yes.
And also don't forget, y'all, that this anchoring of price and visual hierarchy doesn't just happen on sales pages. What about your promo emails? Right? So even in my promo emails, the hyperlink to go to buy, or if I'm using a button, I usually only use a button at the bottom of my email. But throughout the copy of the email, I use that little hyperlinked phrase for them to buy or sign up after each paragraph. So that to me is like a section on a sales page. So don't forget, you can do it that way too. Yeah. All right. Miss Z, we're talking about visual hierarchy and anchoring with the price. I know this may be new to you. So how do you plan to use it together?
I missed part of your presentation, but just thinking about it, I know my pricing is pretty much going with what the market price is for card games.
Mhm.
My website has not started yet. I just signed the, going to start developing it, but I do
Mhm.
like the idea that I think when he saw the proposal, I like the idea of putting a call to action for them to, if they get enough information, just go ahead and do it. I like also, I never thought about the once I develop a stream of emails that I can put something on that too. So I still think that even though I'm retail, I can see the applicability, or when I run specials, every once in a while when the revenue start coming in, we can run
Mhm.
some specials and stuff like
Yes,
that. So
most
yeah,
definitely.
that's something to think about.
Now, for you,
Mhm.
again, it's not just sales pages and it's not just emails. Also in proposals, you can use these psychology of sales strategies, right?
Okay.
Also in the proposals. Also, when it comes to using that anchoring of price, you can use how much games in the similar category are costing versus how much you're selling your game for. You can use it that way too, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, this is why I want to have this conversation, right? This is why the goal of information, and when I say goal, I'm talking about GOLD, like treasure of this information, is you guys being able to ask questions and me making you think, how am I going to apply this? Right? So that as you're speaking, if you have a question, you can ask it, or as you're speaking, as I see something I can add value to, I can, right? Again, I can't stress it enough. I put great content out there almost every day. There's great content on Google. There's great content on YouTube. However, where we slip up in all of our smart and genius is we don't have the person that is giving you that content to customize it to us. This is why you ask questions, right? So good job. Love it, love it, love it. And those are some new tactics that you can use. Glow, if you're ready, you can put yours in the chat. Good morning, everybody. So let's go through an example. As y'all know, I've done examples to help you to envision it, right? So let me go back over the definition. The visual hierarchy is the use of elements like color, typography, and layout to guide the viewer's attention towards important aspects of the content. And when it comes to sales, that aspect is the call to action. Buy now, register here, click here, that call to action, right? All right. Then we have anchoring with price, which is we're using another higher price to highlight the lower price of what we actually want you to buy, right? Okay, let me give you an example. All right. So the example we're using today is going to be a photography course. Y'all see how I'm picking these weird businesses so y'all can't say, well, it don't work for my business not like that. Yes, your business too, right? Okay, so the examples are an online photography course. So how do you use visual hierarchy? You're going to use it by capturing the essence of visual storytelling with our comprehensive online photography course, from mastering camera settings to post processing techniques. Our course is designed to elevate your psychology skills step by step, right? Okay, now listen to this. This is how the pricing would appear. It would appear that there is a platinum package, okay, for $4.99, and that say that the background is white, the words are black, and the button for this, for the platinum package for $4.99 is orange, right? Buy here, orange button. Okay, so that's your example of the actual visual hierarchy. Okay, so after the section, there's a button, the button is centered, and the button is orange. Buy now. All right. Now, how do we use an example of the price anchoring? Very easy, right? What we do is we add in another package. So we have the platinum package for $4.99, but what we really want them to get is the gold package for $2.99, right? Now, remember, I said the difference in packages is usually how hard you have to work, how much access they get to you, how quickly you have to get them the transformation, all of those things, right? So maybe right now you have more capacity to service more gold packages for $2.99 than you do the platinum package for $4.99. So what you do is you start off giving them the price of the platinum package, right? $4.99, they see that first. Always show higher prices first, okay? Then you come in with the gold package for $2.99. And what the psychology does, the human behavior does, is so when you put out $4.99, they might say, oh, that's a bit much, right? And then when you put out $2.99, they, oh, that's more like it, right? Now, the opposite is, and the reason why this works as psychology is if you just put out $2.99, they may decide that's too much. Now they have nothing else to compare it to. They don't have another choice, all of that. This is why you always give two prices, whether it's two packages, one package, whatever. And the price that you want them to buy at should always be the lower price, okay? So how that looks again is you can use that in different ways. You can use that in having two different packages, where one package is the higher package and the other package is the lower package. You can do that by saying, hey, this is the retail price or the market value, and this is the price you will pay today. Okay, you can use that by saying, hey, this is what other people are charging, right? And this is the price if you get it from me. Do you see the different ways that you can use the anchoring with price? Now, does anybody have any questions about using anchoring a price, visual hierarchy, FOMO, urgency, emotional appeal, social proof, comparison and contrast, framing and context? Because that's all of the psychology of sales strategies we've talked about thus far. I've given y'all a lot, and I'm telling you, this stuff works. So if you start to use it, especially in concert with each other, your conversions should start to increase, because everything that I'm giving you, and tomorrow you get, I think, 2 more. Yes, tomorrow you're going to get 2 more. If you were to use everything from all 4 days on your sales page, your conversion should increase. Okay? Your conversion should increase because you're using psychology of sales in different ways all throughout. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions?
I guess I have a question / comment or comment /
Comment / question.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, that higher pricing hierarchy that you're mentioning,
Mhm.
would it be fair that if the parent has already gone through the big box tutoring agencies, that I compare my pricing and offering to theirs?
Yes, all day.
Because in most cases, they tell me that it's so astronomical to the point that they don't even want to tell me. But I happen to have a friend whose son attends one of them, and she shared the pricing with me. That okay, thank you.
Yes, most definitely. That is definitely what I would do. So that's the one where the strategy where I specifically said using the competition, what you would pay from others, and then saying what they would pay from you. So Glow has chimed in and she says she uses visual hierarchy. That's awesome. Awesome. Anybody else have a question or anything they want to add? Cool. I'm going to start calling names. So this is what I want to know. I want to know, has this series that we're not even finished with yet, Psychology of Sales, has it helped you to think differently? Has it given you more confidence for you to go and sell? Does it make you feel better about what your conversion rate would be like? I'm going to go to Shawana. Shawana, learning these strategies of psychology of sales, has it impacted how you view or how you feel that your sales will increase? Do you feel more equipped to now be a salesperson?
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Because I do, and you mentioned earlier about the DIY and all of that good stuff. I definitely use the whole hierarchy and I'm actually in the process of updating the landing page, the sales page for an actual DIY. Because I typically usually have the conversation to see what the need of the person is so that I can customize it. Because yes, if you had discussed well over 2 years ago about the importance of them having that access to you. So I kind of implemented that stuff really, way back. But this will, and it's perfect timing, I should say, it's perfect timing with what I'm doing this month as I'm updating that sales page, because it needs to refresh anyway. These are keeping these things top of mind. So it's just like perfect time to hear this conversation again for me. Yeah.
Cool beans, cool beans. Let me tell you how, sometimes the way that I come up with our topics is because I have to revisit this stuff, right? We as humans, a part of us being human is you can know what to do and still not do it, right? Because we're human, we're never consistent. Now, we're as consistent as a human can be, possibly, but humans inherently, a human quality is you can't stay even keel, right? If you could, you'd be a robot, right? So you can't. So for me, every time that I go to do something in my business, whereas right now I'm growing the coaching side of my business, I myself am having to revisit all of these things, right? My inclination is to hurry up and get this copy done and throw it up. I had to remind myself that we're supposed to be doing things for conversion. And there are techniques and strategies out there to help us. And if we use them, then converting is not such a heavy lift, right? So don't feel bad if you never heard about it. Don't feel bad if you knew about it. You're like, I haven't been using that, because we are human. We're having a human experience. And that means we're not always going to remember, or we're not always going to do, because we're just not consistent creatures as far as what consistent actually means. Because consistent means never wavering, actually. Right? All right. Dania, what about you? Do you feel like this series on psychology of sales has clued you in so that selling is possibly not as heavy of a lift for you? I shouldn't even say selling,
Yes.
converting. How about that? Converting, actually getting the sale.
Yeah, because you brought a totally different, as usual, but you brought a totally different mindset, thought process to it for me, where I was, instead of layering everything, like how you said, it was like I was only doing either or. Yep. So yes, it definitely has equipped me for more. I'm going back to read the blog totally so that I can take all the notes that I want to take.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, Kimberly, I know you just joined us, but I think I've recapped enough. Oh, you can't speak right now? No, you definitely can't speak right now. So feel free to use the chat to tell me if this series has been helpful for you. And I will read it. She says she must go back and watch the replays, not a problem. Or you can go to the blog, because the blog is at shaycannon.com/sales, SALES. All right. Z, how has this been helpful for you? I'm very much anticipating knowing if it's been helpful for you, with you really just starting your entrepreneurship journey with the product that you're excited about. How does this psychology of sales, how has it helped you?
Oh, actually, it helped me a lot because I know that I have to develop my marketing plan. And so I never thought about the sales. Well, I thought about it, but I never knew how to navigate to the sales part. And so now you gave me some tools to look at that I never thought about, because a lot of times when I'm listening more, oh yeah, Ms. Jordan, am I providing some type of service? And so you make me challenge after your sessions, I start thinking about how can I apply this to retail? So it really provokes me to start trying to organize things in a systematic way that I realize I can't just focus on my creative part. I got to focus on this part. I got to focus on this part. And you giving me tools that at least let me know that when I talk to different elements of people that can support me, I need to keep these other things in the back of my mind. And a lot of times I wasn't thinking like that. It was like, okay, I'll get to that part. But no, you're exposing me to things ahead of time that I really should be thinking about. So that's why I think this group is so wonderful. I really think so.
Awesome. Thank you, Z. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Heather.
Well, I was telling somebody, well, I don't remember who I was telling, but where I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about why it's so important that I'm part of this conversation every day. And it's because I learn something every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day, I learn something that I can apply almost immediately. And I do apply them. I like concrete examples. They're numerous, but like, especially when we were talking about sales language and now the pricing hierarchy, like I didn't consider using my email messaging as a vehicle for pricing hierarchy, for visual hierarchy. I mean, am I including calls to action? Yes, of course. Am I including links to, go look at my article on LinkedIn or book a call, whatever it is? Yes, but I'm not doing it in that structure, right? Like I'm not laying it out as carefully. Like it's not thought out in that way, but it will be now.
Yes. You can even do it in social posts, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes when we're explaining what we have for sale in a social post, we're using different paragraphs. Well, guess what? After every paragraph, go ahead and put that call to action link.
Yeah. And again, so that's not something I ever thought about doing it in as thoughtful a manner, right?
Yes.
But I tell people the reason why my mornings have to be structured the way that they are structured is because I have to be here every day. Like this is not a negotiable item for me.
Oh, thank you, Heather. Looks, I'm a G. Don't. Hey, you pulling at my heartstrings? Cut it out.
Oh, that's the goal. I'm gonna get it one of these days.
Gangsters don't cry. Cut it out.
That is a goal.
Look, you done made me forget my hierarchy of who I was going to next. Look, who hasn't said anything yet? Dania. I think Dania. Cut it out, Heather. You mute yourself, Heather. That's what you do. Nobody makes Shay cry in the corner. Cut it out. Okay.
You know what? I wanted to say real quick because of what she just said, what Heather just said. One of the things that with me promoting the end of the month, and I was contemplating, you can let me know your thought on I know what they say about boosting a post, but as I was thinking and, hit the button to see what it was saying, I saw, because, sometimes we can only see those first two lines. And for that reason itself, even in what you just said, social posts, it is imperative that our links, even in the post, be up high. So I just had to, because I literally, within the last 24 hours, I was like, yeah, I gotta make sure it's up there, not only even if it's middle ways and at the bottom, but even at the jump, the link need to be there on social posts because how stuff gets, cut off. So I just, because of what you said. Yeah.
Now I want you to put a pin in that. I'm gonna come back to that.
Okay.
Dania. Dania, are you available? While Dania's coming up. Okay, there you go, Dania.
Same question.
Yes. I asked, has this been helpful? Have I already asked you that? Because I told you Heather can put me off. I already asked you.
Yes.
Okay. Who did I not ask? Anybody? I see Kimberly answered us in the chat, and she said, yes, I am getting more confident in presenting what it is that I do. Cool. All right. Let me go back to Shawana. So Shawana, this is what I want to say about boosting posts and running Facebook ads. You are going to get the best conversion, not trying to sell at all, right? You are going to get the best conversion trying to get a lead rather than trying to get a sale. Because you will have spent money to get the sale. And if they don't buy, you will have spent money for nothing. And the odds are high that they won't buy because they don't know you. It's a lot of wish versus what you really get going on Facebook. So you haven't built like, know, and trust at all yet. And so they're less likely to buy, right? So the post that you really should boost should be a post where you got a lot of good engagement because you gave some great content, right? I would go back and add to that post a call to action to get this lead magnet or to join my email list for more or join my group, something like that, and boost that post. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is if we don't have the following that are already primed to buy, then boosting a post to cold traffic with a call to action to buy, we're kind of wasting money because that cold traffic needs to learn to like, know, and trust us. They need to be nurtured into being ready to buy from us. So we need to boost something that was something that they'll immediately say, oh yeah, that's true. Oh, that was good information. Let me follow her. Or, oh, she got more good information behind this link. Let me click it. Right now you have their email on your list, and your emails that are going out are nurturing them. And those emails have the job of helping them to like, know, and trust you. And then later on, you can sell to them. And not just one time, but you can keep selling to them. Like maybe that deal wasn't for them, but then you get a chance to do, but with the boost of the post, you get one chance. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I don't spend money on Facebook ads to sell. I spend money on Facebook ads to either, so one thing I used to do to get more followers is, y'all know I do a weekly blog, right? I used to boost my blog post, the post that introduced the blog of the week. I used to boost that post every week, right? It could be $5. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But more people are seeing this valuable information, right? If I put a question out there and it gets a lot of engagement, I might boost it so that people enter the conversation that don't even follow me. But the conversation is so interesting that if they want more conversations like that, what do? They follow me, right? The next batch of Facebook ads and boost of posts will be ones inviting people into this group. Y'all know I have been doing that in different ways because I'm putting all the value in this group. So now I'm going to be inviting people to the group, tell them what all happens in the group. Now we're going to get more people, right? But not just more people. Y'all already know we don't want just anybody in here. That's why we close the doors. Okay. So we want entrepreneurs. And we definitely want the ones that haven't yet made it to their first 6 figures, because most of the strategies and most of the things that we talk about, even though they benefit a lot of people, we are specifically trying to help those trying to make it to their first 6 figures. So, yeah. Well, all right.
Shay, I just want to say something as a newbie.
Yes.
I think that was really good advice, because I know for myself, and you guys remember when you started off, how you're really trying to watch your coins. You know what you want at the next level, but you know what you need to get through right now. And so I think sometimes when people do focus on the sale, which I understand, don't get me wrong, but having that, if I touch base with you and maybe I can't take advantage of the offer now, still keep me in your email track, because then once I start making some revenue, then I can say, oh, I remember, because I reached out to Shawana because I'm really interested, but I know I don't have the money right now because the inventory cost has gone up, but she's in the back of my mind. Yes. And so always keep that in mind, that even if they can't go now, keep them connected, because when they do get the revenue, they know who they're going to reach out. Because I already know in the back of my mind, I'm going out to Letitia, because I really hate I didn't have her money. But that's how I'm thinking in the group, as I find out where various of you, your what's the word I'm trying to say, your business, and I'm connecting with you in this community. Why not reach out to my community first, build those relationships, and when I say, hey girl, I got the money right now, let's talk. That kind of stuff. So keep that in mind. It's really good advice, especially for people like me who's starting off.
You get it, Z. That's what I just said, and you
Oh,
just put it in
did
your
I get
own
it?
words. You get
I'm
it.
growing.
Yes, most definitely. You get it. And that's why I have changed the way that we treat this group, right? That's why I closed the doors. That's why we're doing more trainings. That's why we're doing more networking. That's why we have this morning show where you guys get to know each other, right? Even those who never come on the morning show as a guest, they're getting to know you guys and not just me too, right? Because it's people that they're only watching, they say nothing. If you go back to these videos and see the number of views, those number of views outweigh us on here, right? So people are getting to know us. That's why it's also important that you tell people what you do, right? You don't have to do a whole long elevator pitch because I probably don't want to hear that. But, go ahead and tell the people what you do. And that's why sometimes when I'm asking you a question and you go into it, I'll be like, what is the offer? What is your business? You know what I'm saying? Because we need people we need to get to know each other. That's what a true network is. And that's what I'm trying to build here. So I'm glad that you recognize it, Z, talking about as a newbie. You get it. Well, all right, guys, we're at the 9 o'clock hour. I don't know why Heather is still sitting here like it's not 9 o'clock because her writing room should have opened 2
Because I
minutes
was
ago.
looking up stuff about the pricing thing. Okay, I'm going.
Pay attention, baby. You should have an alarm set. You have gone through my CEO life design training. I don't know why you don't have an alarm set, but hey, go over there, open the room. We'll be over there in a moment.
I know. And Dewana just messaged me. Okay,
See?
bye.
See? All right, guys. So that is it for today. I look forward to giving you the final 2 strategies on tomorrow. And then I'm going to emphasize yet again that we're going to use all of them. We're not picking and choosing, because if you think that these little clusters or combos are great to use together, wait till we use all of them in one marketing message. It's going to be that much stronger, right? Now, last chance. Tonight is our 90-day content workshop. If you have not signed up, go to shaycannon.com/content, because the ladies that show up, I'm going to pour into them and they are going to leave with a 90-day content plan. But let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you like this, y'all. We love y'all, but when y'all don't show up, we don't actually feel bummed out at all. We want you to come and get the value or whatever, but if it's 2 of us, if it's 4 of us, if it's 6 of us, we get it in. And guess what happens? These ladies right here that show up for the workshops, all they do is get more and more and more, because I don't have to spread my time across too many people. So I'm gonna tell you like this. You might want to show up. You might want to show up. shaycannon.com/content. Sign up. That's why I created the affordable workshop series. They're only $47. Next year, they'll be $97. You might want to get in while they're $47. Last year, they were $27. Were they not, Shawana and Demetra? Last year, they were $27. Dania, no, too, right?
Sure enough.
This year, they're
Yes, they
$47.
were.
Next year, they'll be $97, because the value is actually 3-digit value. That pricing that everybody else is charging y'all for workshops, $297. Yeah, that's the value of these workshops. I'm trying to make it affordable so more of you can get in. Take advantage. And another thing, I was thinking about letting you guys get the replay after the workshop, because the people that have signed up for the workshop, they already get the replay. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about if you sign up tomorrow and you don't have the live chance to come into the workshop, I thought about giving y'all the replay. It depends on what we talk about tonight. Because sometimes what happens in the workshop need to stay in the workshop. So I'm gonna tell you like this. You might want to go ahead and show up, be there live, or at least go ahead and purchase so that you're guaranteed to get the replay. What you got, Demetri? You got your hand up.
So guys, just to let you know the value of Shay, because I used to take her content college, I canceled my tutoring sessions tonight with my 4 students, because I do groups, to attend this.
Wow.
So, and I already know what I'm going to walk away with.
Yep.
That's how valuable this is going to be.
It is. And so let me tell you, when I say workshop, I mean work. Because what I try to do, guys, is I don't try to help you do one thing where you have to come back to me again as a need. You may want to come back, but as a need, I want to teach you how to fish. That means when I teach you how to do this 90 days, you can use that information and on your own do the next 90 days and the next 90 days and the next, all for $47. So I'm going to leave that with you. Make your own decision, because we're going to get it in tonight with or without you. We would love and we welcome you to come, but just know, one monkey don't stop no show at all. Okay. We're going to have fun and we're going to get it in. All right, ladies, that's it for today. Can't wait to